A quick review of just the materials. Kneaded eraser. It's great for pulling out highlights. So let's say I went too dark there. It's very similar to Silly Putty. See how the whole thing got highlighted and it came off? So if you want to pull out highlights, you can get a nice edge too if you wanted to just get like a streak or something when you're doing your hair. So kneaded eraser. Blending tool, way better than using your finger. The oil in your skin makes it harder to control and pretty much impossible to erase. If these get really full of graphite, you can clean them off on one of these erasers. Pretty much you're erasing the graphite off of it. Do not put this in a pencil sharpener. Doesn't sharpen, okay? If it gets really dull, I can trim the tip. So, in the pencils, the B stands for black or bold, and the H stands for hard. So when I was telling you guys to use an HB or a 2H, it's because I wanted you to use a harder lead, which is going to give you a lighter line. So the higher the number, so like a 6B is going to be a softer lead, so it's going to come off really easily and be really dark. So easy to blend and shade, but very hard to erase. So that's just a quick review on what the different pencils mean. If you have a heavy hand and can't control the graphite, like if you feel like everything you do is super dark, maybe try shading with just a 2B. So recognize that the ear on here is this ear and it's been enlarged. Also notice how all of these lines disappear with shading and tone, so it looks three-dimensional. Do not outline any of these lines. So if it looks like it's really dark on a line or by a line, shade right next to it. Like for instance, right in here. Like I would shade right next to it. Do not outline lines. It's going to make it look almost like a cartoon. It's not going to make it look realistic. So the first thing you want to do is try to render the ear to look like this picture. And then once you feel like it looks like that, then come down to here. I also like to look at my own work because it just looks more soft and natural, where this is, you know, from a computer or photocopier, so it's more contrasty. This looks softer. And it's that transition, that gradual transition from light to dark, that's what's going to make it look realistic, natural, three-dimensional. And you need to pay attention to stroke direction. So the ear, I think, is an easy one to start with because you have all those curves and contour of the ear to follow along with. The nose, which will build up to, is a lot harder. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the 6B and I'm going to start to add the dark tones that I'm seeing in the picture. Notice how I'm doing smaller strokes, not huge strokes. It's easier to blend if you do small little marks. And I'm curving my stroke with the form there, the contour of the ear. So right in here, it's pretty dark, so it's creating a shadow, these creases. And then in here, and then I just kind of lightly, still with a 6B, press down a lot lighter. Like I need a little bit of tone here, lightly. A little bit right here. And then I could go in with a blending tool and kind of soften it a little bit. Using the edge, I'm not pressing down, I'm using the edge of it, and I'm doing small strokes so it doesn't look streaky. Okay, now I want to make it look like this picture, so I'm going to start to put that shadow that's behind the ear, and you want to go in a curve, so you're going to have to turn your paper. You don't want to have it come straight out like that. That's going to look like there's hair growing there, or like fur or something. So it's not what we're going for. So I'm just going to lay the dark tone first, and then I'm going to use a blending tool to pull it out and show you how you can use a blending tool to make things gradually change tone. And then you can try to pull that tone out until it gets lighter. It's kind of a big jump. I'm gonna have to go back in with the pencil. See how it goes from like that black to just the gray? I need like a mid-tone there. So you're gonna have to go from pencil to blending tool. It's not just gonna be one after the other and then you're done. It's that balancing act, making it look like a nice gradual change from light to dark. So I'm gonna go in with the 4B. It's subtle, but I think it looks better. That slight tonal change there. And then I just need to do a few more marks in here. I'm just going to kind of go right with the rim of the ear fold there on both sides and leave a little bit of white of the paper in the middle, and then I'll blend it so it's a little bit subtle. Because can you see how there's some of a like a highlight there? And then right in here, I want to leave a little bit of the white of the paper again. I feel like I do this pretty fast too, so you don't necessarily need to go this fast. What do you guys think? Does it need more anywhere? Okay. So I would strongly suggest